You know, this video, there's really no need for an introduction because this is for me. Yeah, this one is for me. And so I will give the backstory of this video where, I'm just coming back from New York Fashion Week. The, I mean, there's no telling when this will be uploaded or posted. So what today is, actually, we're not gonna say today. We're just gonna say New York Fashion Week. I went the weekend of September 7th, and the backstory is that basically the day of my flight, right? I had booked the flight. I really didn't feel like doing anything in terms of I was just laying in my bed, being really lazy, procrastinating over getting my stuff ready to the point where I thought my flight was at 1 and it actually, no, reverse. I thought my flight was at 5:15, but it was really at 1:55. And so this situation, I think, is a great example of the way in which I self-sabotage myself. When I perceive that greatness is around the corner, and it's not even a conscious thing, when I perceive that something big could happen or something negative could happen from the big thing that I'm doing, right? The big good thing, I intrinsically halt or procrastinate or hinder myself. And so that day, when my flight was supposed to happen, when I didn't feel like doing anything, and I just laid there, I watched the time go by, and I'm telling you, I laid there from 10 to 11:30, I want to say, and was like, oh, I have enough time, right? For by 5, even though I told myself I was going to be getting in the shower, doing all of that, to where it was 12 by the time I looked at my phone and saw that my flight was actually at 1:55. And so, granted, I could say that I forgot, but I do this too often to where I think that this is my form of self-sabotage, where I halt myself when it comes to being the greatest person I am. And my entire life being tall, being athletic, having standards for myself to where I don't go out and do everything that everyone else does, people intrinsically become insecure around me. And those insecurities are portrayed through their disdainment and their hateful comments towards me. And so I've really internalized that to where I feel like I have to make myself smaller to fit in, right? Granted, I'm, 6'5" plus. So, making myself smaller is kind of difficult and at times impossible. But I find that by making myself smaller, it makes it easier for people to be around me. It makes it easier so that they don't feel like the dreams that they had, they can't, and they're not achieving. It makes it easier for them because if I'm smaller and I'm around them, then it's not basically putting a mirror in their face telling them, why aren't you doing what you wanted to do, or the dreams that you had and aspired to do, why aren't you achieving them? So if I make myself smaller, it makes myself more likable. It makes myself easier to be around. And I've really internalized that to the point where now I intrinsically will self-sabotage myself in the situations and those big times where doing this could make a big difference. And so basically, to start the story again, I get to the airport and the flight was first off, I wasn't even gonna go to the airport. I was just gonna, oh, that's it, whatever. Like, I missed my flight. This is basically the punishment to myself for doing that, for missing my flight. So I'm just gonna, I was tired anyways, I'm gonna sleep. I didn't feel like going anyways. But it's funny how I don't feel like doing stuff when it's for me, but I'm quick to do stuff for other people. So, but that's a tangent. And so I was like, no, this is the day that I'm changing. I'm going to self-advocate for myself. I'm going to that airport. I'm seeing if I can be put on standby for the next flight, whatever the case is. And so I get there, and the agent assisting me was like, no, like you'll have to pay for a whole nother ticket. And so I walk away from the booth. I was like, well, I self-advocated for myself. That's it. That's what I wanted to do, right? No, I wanted to go to New York Fashion Week. I was supposed to be going for a casting, and this is a big opportunity. I wanted to go. I need to go. I can't be the same person that I've always been, because it hasn't. Look at where it's gotten me. And I'm not saying that I'm in a bad place, but look at where it's gotten me. And I don't have time to be wasting when I want to achieve my dreams. And so I end up walking away from the booth. I walk away from the counter, and I just go sit down. I go sit down, and I'm thinking 10, 20 years down the line, me walking away from this counter, me having to pay this money for this next ticket, what would I regret? What experience would I have wanted to have? And I ultimately decided that this was me self-sabotaging myself. That this experience, there's no telling what could come from it, who I could meet, who I could talk with, who I could talk to. And so I decided to go and purchase the other ticket. And, thank the Lord that I was able to do that. But that example and this situation is why I'm here speaking today. To the camera, yes, but to anyone who's watching. This is my promise to myself, Dominic Sean George, that from this day moving forward, I am not going to let self-doubt, I'm not going to let fear of perception, I'm not going to let other people's insecurities and what they cast on me define myself anymore. The version of myself that let that happen is now a learning experience. And even if it does happen in the future, that's not me. Those are the mistakes. Me caring what other people think, me wanting to uphold the perception, or not even perception, but just the insecurities that people have thrusted on me. Even if I fall back to that every once in a while, those are the mistakes. This is who I am in terms of me being passionate and confident in what I know the Lord is enabling me to do. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me, like that. Though having that confidence and that assurance in the abilities that God has given me, that's who I am. That's who Dominic Sean George is. And so, I'm uploading this, yes, but like I said at the beginning, this is for me. This is for me because at the end of the road, when you and I, anyone watching this, when we're on our deathbed, for the lucky ones who are able to be on that, the only regret that I want to have is none, actually. None. I want to live my life adhering to my Christian values, adhering to what God is calling me to do, first and foremost, but then also adhering to the dreams and aspirations that God is enabling me to be able to go for. Like the strength that He's giving me to do what I want to do, and ultimately acknowledge and give it back to Him and be grateful for it along the way. Not having self-doubt and letting the self-doubt and letting my maladaptive ways keep me in my bed, keep me scrolling, keep me consuming content for no reason, and just wasting my time and wasting my life. That, Dominic, that is not me anymore. From this day in September, 2024, moving forward, Dominic Sean George is someone who takes action, and even if I am fearful, I give that fear over to the Lord, because fear hath torment, literally torment, I give that fear to the Lord, and I move forward with the confidence that what God has for me, God has for me, and what doesn't come, does not come. But me making it easier to be around myself, me making myself smaller to make it easier for people to be around me. And I'm not saying be rude, be nasty. I'm just saying I want to be me now. I want to be me, and whoever is pulled to me and attracted to me, I now will know that they're for me because I'm being my authentic self to what God has put in me and to what I want to do moving forward. And so, by the way, I'm very grateful that I ended up buying that ticket, went to New York Fashion Week, went to the casting. Even though, I didn't get casted, I was able to take fire pictures with a great New York Fashion Week photographer who had just come from Milan, flew here, was staying here for the month, and now I have a great international connection and an amazing individual because I was able to spend an entire day with them. I met another model who's traveling too and was just in Milan as well. And so let this be a reminder to you too that you don't know what could happen just by doing what you said you're going to do first off, and just by doing. Don't let yourself fool yourself into a life that is not worth living and being a dead living corpse. There's whatever person that is that said that a lot of people go through 2 deaths, one while they're still alive and the next whatever. I hate that. That is not me. I care for the things that I care about, and I'm nonchalant for the things that I don't, but no more am I going to be making myself smaller, making myself easier to be around by being inauthentic to myself. And the thing is that I already have a good amount of people and positivity that I put out. So I'm not saying that I've been being fake in regards to that, but just not being authentic to my perspectives, my opinions, my point of views, my letting self-doubt cause me to not go for opportunities that I know. No more will I be missing opportunities because of my self-doubt, because of fear. Like now, if it scares me, that's a good thing. If I am scared, that is a good thing. 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 And just getting that in my mind. And so that's it. This is a promise to myself. From this day moving forward, no matter who I'm talking with, no matter where I am, no matter the space that I'm in, I'm taking up space. I'm taking up space. Taking up the space with the God-given talents, God-given abilities, and all of that. Because at the end of the day, God placed these abilities and this strength in me for a reason. There are people out there who need my positivity, who need my words, who needs encouragement, and no longer will I be fearful and doubtful. No more. No more Dominic George. No more. So that's it. Like I said, this video wasn't for me, it wasn't for y'all. It was for me. It's for me. Will continue to be for me. But if you could get some encouragement out of it, I'd love that too. Because at the end of the day, we're only given one life too. You're only given one life too. So go after what you want. Chase after your dreams. I would tell you also to acknowledge God in it too, but who am I to you at least? What are my opinions to you? But y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all in the next video. This is a promise to myself. Moving forward, let's live an abundant life. Let's live the life trusting and believing for myself and God, what He's allowed me to do, what He's going to allow me to do, in the rooms and places that He's going to place me in. So thank y'all for listening if y'all watched. If not, I definitely will be watching this over and over. Constant reminder. Fearful, being doubtful. Those are my mistakes. I now am someone who has courage, can fear and give it to the Lord and not worry. That's who I am from now moving forward. So, ooh, I'm excited. I really am. That was so freeing. I don't know why. That was so freeing. All right, let me stop because I will ramble on. But that was very freeing. I'll catch you on the flip side. This was that_start on.